All right, so Google just announced something called Gemini Enterprise. And honestly, the claims they're making are pretty huge. We're talking about a tool they say is going to completely change how we all interact with technology at our jobs. So the big question is, what is this thing really? And, more importantly, what's it going to mean for you? Let's dive in and break it all down. Look, I know this is a big, dramatic question, but seriously, when a company like Google rolls out a tool with this much ambition, it's a question we kind of have to ask ourselves, right? Are the things we do every single day at work about to get a massive overhaul? Let's find out. Okay, so first things first, before we can even get into all the potential impacts, we need to get a handle on what Gemini Enterprise actually is. At its heart, Google's calling it a conversational platform. Now, the key phrases to latch onto here are every employee and every workflow. This is super important because it tells you this isn't some niche tool just for developers or data scientists. The goal here is to make this a fundamental part of everyone's job. And of course, it's all running on Google's top-of-the-line AI models. You can just imagine this massive engine humming under the hood. And that power is what allows it to understand really complex questions and give back genuinely useful answers, which, as you're about to see, is absolutely crucial. And here it is. This is the big idea, the core metaphor that Google keeps coming back to, the new front door. Just think about what a front door does for a second. It's the single way you get into a whole building. That's how Google wants us to think about this. They want Gemini Enterprise to be the one place you go to get to all your work, with AI powering every single thing you do once you're inside. Okay, so let's make this real. What does it actually feel like to walk through this new front door on a Monday morning? Well, it all starts with it acting as your very own personal AI assistant. This is probably the first big wow feature. Imagine being able to just have a conversation with your company's entire universe of stuff. We're talking all your documents, all your spreadsheets, your presentations, even your apps. The whole idea is to shift from searching for things to simply asking for them. So you might be wondering what makes these conversations smarter than, say, a regular chatbot. Well, it comes down to two really important things. First, it's grounded in your company's private data, so it actually understands your projects and all the internal jargon. And second, and this is the real game changer, it knows your personal context. It knows your role, your team, and what you're working on right now. It's that combination that makes it truly useful.
But here's the thing. Gemini Enterprise is more than just a really smart assistant. Where it really becomes a powerful platform is in what it lets you create.
Yeah, this is where we move way beyond just asking and answering questions. Gemini Enterprise is designed to let you build specialized AI agents that can actually do work for you. So think about an agent that automatically puts together that weekly sales report you hate doing, or one that manages your team's project schedule. It's all about automating those complex, multi-step jobs. And the cool part is they've laid out a pretty clear path to get there, so it's not so intimidating. You can start by using pre-built agents that Google provides. Then you can tweak and customize them to fit how your team works. And eventually, you can even build and launch your very own agents from scratch to solve whatever unique problems you've got. So let's tie all this together. You've got this personal assistant that you can chat with, and you've got this ability to build your own custom tools. When you put those two pieces together, it all leads back to that central idea of the front door. We're back to this metaphor because it's so important. If Gemini Enterprise really does become the main way we interact with our work, if it becomes the literal front door, that's a massive rewiring of our relationship with technology. We'd go from hunting and pecking through folders and apps to just having a conversation to get things done. And this really hammers home the scale of that vision. The goal here isn't just to give you another app to open for one specific task. The idea is to have this AI layer that sits on top of everything you do and to make it available to every single person in the company, no matter what their job is. Which brings us right back to that first question, but maybe framed a little differently now. That front door is being built right now. So the question is no longer just, is my job going to change? The real question is, how are you and how is your organization going to adapt? Is your workplace ready for what's waiting on the other side of that door?